All right. Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, shalom.
And before we get started, we like to give our praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Bahashim,
Bahashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Bahashim,
Bahashem,
Dash,
Rakak, Wadash.
Yahawah, being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly and incorrectly calls God. Bahashim in the name, Yahushua, the true name of the only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, who the world ignorantly and incorrectly calls Jesus Christ. Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash, in the name, the Holy Spirit. We'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well, who taught us the truth, and peace, blessing, love, and salutations to those elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May the blessing of election fall upon you and your household. To you we say Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat shalom, shalom.
And tonight, this is the branch of the Kentucky Hebrew Israelite Church coming back at you again with another Shabbat lesson, all through the spirit and power of Yahawah Shem Yashab Hashem Chakdash. In tonight's Shabbat lesson, as you see the title, it's entitled, The Lord Yahawah is Systematically Plaguing America, Babylon the Great. Again, the Lord Yahawah is systematically plaguing America, Babylon the Great. And just like the title states, man, that's exactly what our Lord, our Heavenly Father, Yahawah Bahashim Yashah, that's exactly what he's doing. Everything that the Lord is plaguing America perfectly. It's all going according to the will of the Heavenly Father. Everything is going according to the plan, according to the scriptures. Just like the brother always says, everything is going according to plan. And everything is going to continue to go according to plan. And at the end of the day, America is going to continue to be plagued. It's not going to subside. It's not going to stop. It's not going to decrease, but it's only going to increase. And as we get closer and closer to the end. So, we got some news, some clips for you, and as well as some not prophecy, well, prophecies as well, but scriptures to go along with the clips that we're going to bring out to you. And Lord willing, it'll be edifying through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yashah. So without further ado, just send it over to the brother.
Right. And like it says in 2nd Ezra 16, the mighty Lord Yahawah sendeth the plagues, and the plagues are not slack. Okay. And we could have easily got that, and we may get it. The spirit prompts, but that's a very, very powerful segment of a very, very powerful chapter, which is in a very, very powerful book, which is the Holy Scriptures, the Holy Bible. All right. And the Lord Yahawah Bahashim Yahushua is systematically plaguing America, Babylon the Great. Okay. And the plagues are many, the plagues are numerous, all different kinds of plague. Basically, every plague, the Heavenly Father is plaguing America, Babylon the Great, in every way. All right, it isn't, the Most High is not taking it easy on this whore, which is what America is. The great whore that sits upon the beast, pursuant to the Book of Revelation, which is America, Babylon the Great. He's not taking it easy on this whore at all, right? And the latest, one of the most recent, I don't want to say recent, but one of the latest plagues that I'm hearing about, and if you've been paying attention to the news, you should be here. You should have already heard about this. Is the diesel fuel shortage?
That's right.
Okay, and so this is death by 1,000 cuts. Only thing is when they talk about death by 1,000 cuts, they're usually talking about little cuts. Like if it was just one or two of them, it would be never mind. Be like, oh shit, that stings a little bit, but it ain't nothing. It's just a scratch. But then you get 1,000 of them, a couple thousand of them. Now it's a threat to your life, right? Only thing is, these 1,000 cuts that America, Babylon the Great, is dying by. These are no regular little scratches. These are some serious wounds. Okay. Because the Most High is not playing. The Most High is not playing, and He has it out for America, Babylon the Great. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on one of the most, I want to say most latest, one of the latest plagues, which is this diesel fuel shortage. And like the brother said, we got a couple of clips, and we got the precepts. Okay, and that's all we need. Really, all we need is the precepts. We don't need the clips, but we brought the clips in, to add to the, to really just basically highlight and add punch to the information that we're bringing out concerning this diesel fuel shortage. Okay, because you're hearing about all these things that are going wrong, all these plagues. It's really, if you really understand what's going on and what time we're in, everything that can go wrong is going wrong. Well, what about the things that already have gone wrong before that? They're getting worse. Okay,
Yep.
everything that can go wrong in the face of the world today is going wrong and getting worse every day. It's not like things just go wrong and then they stay static and then maybe eventually they get better. No, nothing's getting better. Nothing's getting better. If you think something's getting better, then you really are deceived and you really don't know what's going on. Not only are you ignorant, but you're completely clueless. Okay, because a lot of the times when something seems like it's getting better, that's when it's getting worse.
Right.
That's when it's getting worse. That's when all the wheels are falling off the bus. Before that, the bus was wobbling along, creaking, up and down as one of the lopsided wheels turns. And then eventually what? The wheels just start falling off.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the situation we're in. And one of the latest plagues, one of the latest cuts is this diesel fuel shortage. So we're going to go ahead and open up with a couple of precepts, and then we're going to get that first clip.
So again, this is 2 Ezra 8 and verse 50. And it reads, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the later time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride."
Right. And run that back one more time, and then I want you to grab Revelation 3 and 10 real quick. Baba Kushah. So run that back one more time, Baba Kushah.
2 Ezra 8 and 50. "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the later time shall be that's like it. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the later time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Right. This world is full of pride. The people don't understand how much of a prideful thing it is for the men of the Lord, the mouthpiece of Yahweh Shema Shah, the service of Yahweh Shema Shah, the prophets, to be out on the highways and hedges and for them to scoff at the men of the Lord, scoff at Yahweh Shema Shah by scoffing at his men,
Right.
to come up and oppose and resist, thus saith Yahweh Shema Shah. People don't understand how prideful that is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it says many great miseries shall be done. Many great miseries, okay, shall be done. Now this diesel fuel shortage, this is no accident. Okay, this is no accident, man. This is not, oh shit, everything was running smooth and all of a sudden we got all these problems with the diesel fuel. Oh my goodness, how'd that happen? Okay, this is not a an accident. And bear with me because this isn't in transit, and I got some fans around, and that's distracting when I'm trying to do the lesson. It's like I speed up, they speed up. I slow down, they want us follow so well. Well, then they can follow me in the kingdom as my handmaidens and my and my as my men servants and my handmaidens. Okay,
Right.
and they good at following, so you can follow in the kingdom. You're probably a bunch of heathen. Anyway, yeah. So this is no this diesel shortage is no accident, man. Go ahead and bring out this Revelation 3 and 10, Baba Shah.
Revelation 3 and 10. "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation."
You hold on
Which,
for a second, Baba Shah. Because see, don't feel a false sense of security based off what Yahweh Shah Mashak is saying. Okay, you have to qualify.
right.
You have to be doing what he said. If you're not doing what he said, if you're not keeping the word of his patience, which means you're not staying in this truth and you're
Right.
not doing what he said to do, then this doesn't apply to you. This only applies to the 144,000 and the 1/3. Okay, and then you can say as well as the rest of the elect scattered to the four corners of the earth. Okay, go ahead.
Again, Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right, and right there, that word for that word, the Greek word behind world here in Revelation 3:10 is oikomene, and the context tells you that. Okay, but you still, it's a good exercise practice to look behind the words and see what the Greek word is, and then look up the definition for that Greek word. Because every time you see world, you're not going to find oikomene behind it. All
Right.
right. A lot of the times, particularly in the Gospels, when you look behind that word world, you're going to find cosmos, which is an entirely different word with an entirely different meaning, which is really getting into the world or the nation, apt harmonious order, arrangement, constitution, or government, such as the government of the nation of Israel. It's talking about the world of Israel, only the nation of Israel. Okay. But here it's the Greek word oikomene, and the context tells you that. All right. So this is what this diesel fuel shortage is contributing to. This is part of the plan to bring about that hour of temptation, to bring the world to its knees. Now, this here is primarily affecting America, Babylon the Great, right? But what is there? What is going on the face of the earth? An energy crisis.
Right.
Okay. And what is diesel fuel? Well, it's energy, right? And there's an energy crisis on this whole planet, right? And so what's that causing? That's causing people to be brought to their knees because they need to heat their homes in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's causing people to be brought to their knees because gasoline prices, petrol prices are through the roof. You know, businesses are suffering. Okay. People are having a hard time buying groceries and buying the gas they need to get to and from work. And, you know, and then what else you got? Liquefied natural gas, pipelines getting sabotaged and blown up, which, by the way, Russia says they have proof that the UK did that.
Right.
Okay. And who was that? Was it Liz Cheney? Whatever the name, not Liz. I don't,
Trust.
was Liz
Trust.
Truss. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was the UK prime minister at the time. And right after it happened, like 5 minutes or something like that after it happened, she sent a text message on an unsecured phone
Yep.
to what was it, Blinken? I think it was Blinken. And it
Yeah.
said done.
Yep.
Right now, they got a lot more evidence than that. They haven't come out with it yet, but supposedly they presented that evidence to the UK ambassador, and they will be, as I understand, they're going to come out public with
Yep.
that
Yeah.
evidence soon,
To
right? But
everybody.
yep, but there's a energy crisis, right? And this is all to bring people to their knees. Do you realize how much of an impact diesel fuel has?
Mm.
Everything that gets transported is with diesel fuel, man. These semis, okay. Hey, how do the farmers farm? Do they go and get the E85? You know, they get mid grade. You know, I want the 90, I want the 89. You know, octane. No, they use diesel.
Right.
Okay, these tractors run on diesel. These um these 18 wheelers, these semis run on diesel.
Yep.
Okay, so
Train.
that's yep,
Both.
yeah. So that all that, man. So a lack of diesel will cripple things.
Yeah.
Okay, cripple things, and it's not like it's crippling the system that's already healthy. The system and the supply chain and everything involved with it is already basically broken beyond repair.
Right.
When I was in the military, they had an acronym. It was called FUBAR. You know what FUBAR stands for?
No, I don't know.
Fucked up beyond all recognition.
I'm not sure.
That's basically what this food supply chain is right now. It's food bar, man. And then on top of that, there's a diesel shortage. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. This is no accident. This is being done systematically, all right, by YAHAWAH Shemashah, and he's using the wicked of the earth, the Edomites, the so-called white man, generally speaking, to do it, to bring this world to its knees, to bring
That's right.
on that hour of temptation, which is the day, the period of time when they make the charagma, the Revelation 13 badge, verses 16 through 18, when they make that mandatory, which is very, very nigh at hand, very, very soon to be right upon us. They already got things in place to do it. They're already pushing it softly behind the scenes. All they got to do is amp it up and push it hard. They just need it. They just need their catalyst,
Yeah.
they could strike that plane or fire that shot off anytime they're ready. You know,
Yeah.
according to the will of YAHAWAH.
Right.
So we can get that last opening precept, bro, and then first question.
Ezekiel 7:15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him.
Right. That's what's coming to this world, man. Okay. All right. Now you got to understand that famine, and you got to also understand that the famine is already here. Famine just simply means a shortage. It doesn't. A famine can be mild, or it can be moderate, or it can be severe. Right now, it's mild, but there's shortages. Okay, that's what a famine is. Even though it's the shortage is mild, even what is there is getting more and more out of reach. So how is it benefiting you if there's still, it might be a little bit of a shortage, but there's still enough to kind of go around. Maybe you might not eat as much as you want, but that's pretty much still. But what if you can't? What if it's out of reach? Then it ain't doing you any good.
All right.
It's really like it ain't even there if
Yeah.
it's out of reach, right? And you also have to understand something else, that famine and the sword are linked. Okay, you're not going to get famine without the sword. What happens when there's a shortage? People start fighting over
Right.
what's left, what's available.
Yep.
Okay, what happens when resources are scarce on a national level? Nations do what? Go to war. People fight. Nations fight over the resources that are available.
Right.
So you got to understand that. And this is what's coming to this world, and especially to America, Babylon the Great, but to this whole world.
That's it.
So we can get the.
So this is from Local 12, and the title is "Upcoming Diesel Shortage is Likely to Drive Up Store Prices." And it was published says 3 days ago. Don't have the date.
Major fuel companies tonight are sounding the alarm of an oncoming diesel fuel shortage, and that shortage could soon impact your wallet.
Yeah, the U.S. is down to about a 25-day supply of diesel fuel, and typically that number is closer to 35 or 40. Brad Underwood
Stop it right there, bro. Which that right there, you got to understand that, from what I understand, means that if there was no more refining of diesel fuel done as of like right now, there'd be enough to last 25 days. But you got to understand. Say that again.
Oh yeah, I was just agreeing with you. Yeah, when they stop, production and everything.
Right. So, but you got to understand that production is still going on. So that doesn't mean that there's only enough for 25 days. That just means that if no more new diesel fuel was refined and produced, it would last 25 days. But of course, there's more that's being produced. But what they just tell you, she just told you, is that normally that's up to 35 or 40. So what's that telling you? The diesel fuel is being used at a greater rate than it's being produced.
Right.
Right. So if that continues, at some point it will run out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And of course, people will scramble and do things before it gets all the way down to that point. But the lower it gets, the more the price of diesel runs up, and the scarcer diesel will probably become.
That's right.
Right. Which is going to affect a lot of things, and they're going to get to some of those things. You got it back, bro.
About a 25-day supply of diesel fuel, and typically that number is closer to 35 or 40. Brad Underwood takes a look at what that means for all of us.
From the farm to the freight train, and every truck and boatload of goods in between, every bit of production and distribution will, if it hasn't already, feel the effects of the diesel shortage.
It's just one of those things, you're going to have to bite the bullet.
Tim Zermely farms about 400 acres of corn and beans in Clermont County. One of his biggest costs, diesel fuel.
This is 1,000 gallons. I had filled about a month ago. It was $489.9 to fill this. I just had that 1,000 gallons filled. That was $509.9.
Zernally says he and his farming and trucking neighbors are somewhat anxious of what's to come.
There is some concern about that. And that's why I went ahead. I didn't want to pay $5.09, but that's why I did it. At least I'd have diesel on hand to finish harvest.
While Zermally probably has enough fuel to get to next spring, supply is getting critically low. It's down because of a number of factors, including post-COVID demand, refinery problems, and Russia's war in Ukraine.
We can't do anything about it. Just, we need to figure this out. I mean, maybe we need to, drill a little bit more here in the United States. And
locally, diesel
pause, bro. Fat chance. He said maybe we need to drill a little bit more here in America. Fat chance.
Right.
Okay. That's one of the things that the powers that be that are running America, Babylon the Great, they ain't gonna let that happen. Hey, I can't remember exactly what Biden said before when he was campaigning, but he said it was something along the lines that he's going to shut down fossil fuels.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what he said, but it was something along those lines. He's going to be shutting down fossil fuels in some capacity. Now, does that sound like a man in any regard who's going to be doing any drilling or anything of the sort, doing anything that's going to increase, production and availability of fossil fuels? No. And interestingly enough, keep this in mind, even though that man said that, he said it with he put some stank on it. He didn't just make a statement in passing. He put some stank on it, like, I guarantee you, I pledge this, this is I'm gonna stake my claim to fame on this. That he said it like that with some emphasis. But then here it is, he talks like he's going to be doing things to benefit, and make fossil fuels more available and help people who are using fossil fuels.
Mm-hmm.
Well, which one is it? I'm confused. It's the first one. So when he talks about bringing the price of gas down and raising oil production and all that, he's fucking lying.
Right.
That's what they do. Okay. They love, that is part of that is their modus operandi, to use their wicked ass Latin language. Since this is Rome 2.0, that's why Latin. There's so many ways to tell this is Rome 2.0, and one of the ways they love Latin. Okay. And they love to do what? They love to say that they're doing one thing while they're doing the exact opposite. They relish in that, their ability to argue any point of view. Okay. Oh, this is the truth. Oh, I'll argue it. Okay. All right. Blow the whistle. Switch sides. Now you argue the lie and you argue the truth. And the person who was arguing the truth will go right over to the other side and argue the lie with equal passion. And when they are able to argue the truth and the lie equally with no regard for which truth, that's when they know they're doing a good job. See, so this man will tell you he's doing the exact opposite. He will tell you the exact opposite of what he's doing. That's what they do, and everybody keeps falling for it like a sucker.
Yeah.
You jive turkeys, you sucker busters. You sucker buster heads, man. Y'all fall for it all the time. All they got to do is change the face. Just change the face to keep telling the lie. And people keep falling for, oh, he's such a liar. Oh, look at this one. I like him. He tells the truth. I trust him. Look at her. I like her. I trust. She's a woman. She's better, right? And y'all keep falling for the same old okie doke because you're stupid. Yep. You're stupid. All right, ain't nothing ever changing. Oh, the Democrats are in now, it's going to get better. Oh, shit, it's fucked up. Oh, now the Republicans in. Now it's going to get better. Oh, shit, it's even more fucked up. Now the Democrats are back in. Oh, yeah, now it's going to get better. Bunch of dummies, man. Okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, and I looked it up. Biden said, I guarantee you we're going to end fossil fuel.
Yeah. So anything this man says out his mouth about helping, what is your gas? It's fossil fuels. What is your diesel? Fossil fuels. Wait a minute. He said man, the Most High has a sense of humor, man, because the Most High is making this happen, and he's using these wicked ass Edomites to do it.
That's right.
For many great misery shall be done to them in the latter days. That's the time we're in, the latter days. That dwell upon the earth, because they've walked in great pride.
That's right.
Now wait a minute. Hey man, I'm getting deja vu. Because didn't Biden say to that female reporter, if Russia invades Ukraine, if Russia invades Ukraine, I mean, like tanks crossing the border, troops crossing the border, we will end the Nord Stream pipeline.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. President. How you gonna do that exactly? Because you don't have any jurisdiction over there. The Germans are handling that. I promise you, we'll do it. And then, oh man. And then now look what happened. I read that quote again.
Joe Biden, this was back in 2019, while he was campaigning. I guarantee you we're going to end fossil fuel.
Did we have to look up the definition of guarantee? He said, I guarantee you we are going to end fossil fuel. What's happening to diesel? It's a shortage. It's like getting more and more scarce.
Yep.
Maybe the goddamn devil is keeping his word.
Right.
Maybe this is not maybe this is not an accident.
That's it.
It's not an accident, man. He tells you what he's going to do. And I don't know, man. People so absent-minded and stupid and gullible, man. That's why they keep shoving all that fluoridated water down your throats. That's why they put the biohazard. When the stuff goes, when that hydrofluoric acid that they call fluoride goes into the water supply, when it's getting added to the water supply, it is a biohazard and a toxin. But then when it hits the water supply, well, now it's good for your teeth. Right. And one of the things it does is it makes people dumber. All right. And y'all been drinking that hydrofluoric acid, fluoride in your water and in your toothpaste, which you got to understand your gums is that area inside of your mouth where your gums and all that is. That's like a sponge, man. While you brushing your teeth with that fluoride, it's soaking into your bloodstream. You ever had some sublingual? I think is it sublingual or sub? I forget the term, but it's something like that. Vitamins and things like that. What do? You take it and you put a couple of drops under your tongue, and then you hold it there for like 30 seconds, a minute, and then you swallow. Why? What's happening when you're holding it there? It's absorbing directly into your bloodstream. Okay, and one of the effects besides sterilization and making people and harder for to have babies, is it makes you dumber, drops your IQ. Okay, and you Babylonians are stupid. All right, go ahead,
Yeah, and as well as Shabbat Shalom Shalom to the brother Chazak Ban YAHAWAH, Yawashim Shabbat.
Yeah, Bashim Shabrakata, Akya Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
And I'm just, he got plenty of precepts on here, but I'm just gonna get one or two of them. It says Proverbs 14 and 15, the simple believeth every word.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
But the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Right, and I tell you what else there's a shortage of. There's a shortage of prudent men. Okay, right. It's not just a diesel shortage. There's a shortage of prudent men. What else you got, bro?
And as well as he also got Ecclesiastes or Sirach 12, 17, and 18. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Yeah, well, back that get like a couple verses up above that.
Yeah, he got 16. Yeah,
okay.
He got 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Right, yeah. He ain't satisfied with blood, man. What type of enemy is that? The worst type of enemy. He's our arch enemy, man. And it gets into that in the 55th Psalm as well, man. Though his words were soft as oil and smoother than butter, yet is war in his heart. He's drawn swords, man.
Right.
Okay? That's this man. So the water akiyakaya, the precepts, the water, keep them coming. You got it.
There's 2 more verses. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Mm-hmm.
And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Mm-hmm.
He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds just like Joe Biden. He's telling you that he's going to guarantee you that they're going to end fossil fuel, but it's not. He's saying he's trying to make it look like he's helping you, but really he's not helping you. It's really for their own agenda that they got prepared.
Remember, these wicked ass Edomites specialize in telling you the exact opposite, saying the exact opposite of what they're really doing. That's what they specialize in. Man.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think nobody would lie like that blatantly. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he's doing.
That's exactly what he's doing. And Pillars of Benjamin, Yabashim Shabarkta, Shalom, Shalom, as well as any other Akim Akwat that may be listening or watching.
Yeah, Yahabashim Shabarktam to all you Akim wa Akwats. Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
So I'm going to back it up just a little bit.
You know, we need to figure this out. I mean, maybe we need to, you know, drill a little bit more here in the United States. And
Locally, diesel providers are already running out of daily supply and even waitlisting trucking companies, farmers, and homeowners. Director of the National Economic Council, Brian Deese, says the White House is doing what it can to increase the supply.
It's fun. See? No, hey, we're doing everything we can. Let me make this clear. Okay? Man, see, that's what exactly we're talking about. The White House. And you notice how if you listen to them, they solving all the world's problems, man. Right. They solving all the world's problems. They solving all of America's problems. But you ever notice that the more this devil does, the more power you give. What is he always saying? Well, we got to have some more power so that we can solve this problem. You give him some more power, and then he expands his government and his reach. And what happens? Things get worse. And then he goes, we're going to need to have more power. And then you give him more power, and things get worse. And then that's the cycle. And everybody keeps falling for it like a bunch of suckers, man. Okay? This man is never doing anything to benefit this world. That's not his job. He was not created for that. No. He was created for the day of evil, man. Okay? He was created to be the wicked. He was created to be the villain of the story. He is the goddamn devil.
Right.
Okay? No matter how much he does, things always get worse. Now, either he's really, really stupid, which in a certain sense he is, or either he's really, really stupid, or he's a damn good devil. You know? Right. It's the latter, man. He's a damn good devil. And part of being a devil is being a deceiver. He's deceiving. Y'all are the stupid ones. Hey, not even Esau is that dumb that nothing he does makes anything better. It always makes things worse. No, that's on purpose. He's a very good devil. Okay? Because when all things was created in the book of Genesis, and the Elohim said it is good, that included the wicked ass Edomites. They weren't called Edomites at the time. That included the left-hand side. Okay, this devil was an excellent devil. All right, that's why he got the job. Go ahead.
Focused on what he can do and the tools he can use to try to bring down the cost of gas at the pump. And we've made very significant progress since the beginning of the summer where the
pause. He's made very significant progress. Where? Where's this devil made progress, man? He's always talking about progress, and meanwhile, your wallet's getting lighter and lighter, your bank account's getting lower and lower. You know, your fridge is getting emptier and emptier, and your house is getting colder and colder. But we're making significant progress. Right. You know. Anyway, I'm just highlighting this motherfucker is a liar. Go ahead,
Pump was over $5. We're now down more than $1.25.
At the pump, you likely won't see prices go up for gas, but the grocery store is a different story, as diesel powers the shipping industry. Prices on all goods go up when the price of diesel goes up. Brad Underwood, Local 12 News.
Energy experts say while the current supply is limited, it doesn't mean that the U.S. will run out of diesel. However, there are concerns of panic buying and stocking up, which could make all of this much worse.
Right. It gets into hyperinflation, man. This is getting into two things: availability. So the shelves are going to get a little emptier and the prices are going to go up. Okay. Because if you really look, you know, they try to have this technicality about what is actually hyperinflation. And for what I understand, it's supposed to be like a price increase of like 5% in a month. Okay. Well, if you really know the true inflation, we're about there. Really, I did a lesson a few months back. I forget what it was titled, but it was going into the fact that we're having inflation. And I did I highlighted real world numbers. I looked at what it took for me to take care of my family last year and how much it took for me, it cost me to take care of my family this year, and it was a 50% increase. Okay. Which if you're going to go 5% per month, that would be a 60% increase. So you're about there. But you know, that's Esau playing semantics, right? That's Esau playing semantics. Well, it's not, it's a 50% increase, which he ain't even going to tell you that. According to him, it's like 8.75% is your inflation. Everybody knows inflation is not no 8.
Think the brother cut out.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, bro. Am I back?
Yeah, you back.
Okay, because that's not even a dead spot. Hey, Satan must have not liked what I was bringing out there. But I was just saying, what's the last thing you heard, bro?
You was going into inflation ain't even.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, inflation, the numbers that they're giving you is a lie, man. They always changing how they calculate it. Everybody knows inflation is not 8.75% because they'll say, yeah, well, according to the government, inflation is 8.75%. But you know, beef has gone up 25%. Utility bills have gone up 30%. They start rattling off all these things that have gone up, and everything's like way in double digits. But yet,
Right.
overall inflation is 8.75%. What type of math are you using?
Right.
All right. No, man. The real world inflation last year was around 50%. That's what I calculated. And that tells you what? That's the true inflation. Okay.
Right.
Well, expect it. That really, look, come on, man. Stop playing semantics. That's low level hyperinflation. Your bills, your cost of living went up 50% from last year. That's low level hyperinflation. Don't listen to the devil tell you, well, you know, it's not quite. You needed it to go up a little bit more, then it would have been hyperinflation. No, man, that's low level hyperinflation, and it's going to get a lot worse. And this diesel fuel shortage is going to play into that.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So let's get that precept, bro. The Luke 21.
Yeah. We got a precept from Pillars of Benjamin. Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So they can't change, man. Esau cannot change. They can't do good. It's not in their nature. Just like the brother was going into just a couple minutes ago. They cannot do good. They are accustomed to do evil. They was created to be the wicked. They're going to be the wicked. No ifs, ands, buts about it.
Right. And there's another precept that goes right along with that says, who can make straight what the Most High has made crooked?
That's right. Yeah.
No one.
So this is Luke 21 and verse 7. And they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what shall be this? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? Verse 8. And he said, Take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them.
Yeah, there's going to be those that come and say, I am YAHAWAH, like that, right? But then there's also going to be a lot of those that come and say, I am Hamashiach. In other words, I'm anointed to preach the word. I have the answers. Listen to me, follow me. And they're going to be leading you into a ditch.
Right.
Because remember what it says, I believe that's the 12th chapter of Job, that the deceived and the deceiver both belong to Yahweh Shem Shah. Okay?
Right.
And remember, the Most High is not having us go bust down and kick down these Christian churches, these mosques, et cetera, and try to, plead with them. No, we stand out on the highways and hedges and we bring out this truth. We upload our video epistles, and those that have ears to hear, right? But the Most High also has those false prophets, false apostles, false evangelists set up to lead astray those that he doesn't want to get salvation. Because
Right.
remember, YAHAWAH said, let them alone. Okay, if the blind follow the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
That's
Okay,
right.
that's their program. Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead, bro.
Verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions,
Which we
ye-
hear of very, very, very abundantly. Go ahead.
right? It says, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by.
Meaning that doesn't mean that it's not the end times. That's not what YAHAWAH is saying. It means that, because that was the whole point of the question. When is it going to be the end? So he's
Right.
telling them that, hey, when you see these things happening, you in the end time, you in the very end, you in the very last time.
Right.
However, it's still not immediately going to be the end quite yet. You got
Right.
a few more things that need to happen. You're in that time, but there's still a few more things that need to happen.
Right.
So don't be thinking, well, maybe I might die, but it'll be in my son's time, or maybe it'll be 20 more years down the line or something like that. No, you in that time, but it isn't going to be like that day or that week. You got to have a few more things happen, like Jacob's trouble, the charagma being made mandatory. Let's start with that one first, the Jacob's trouble, and then the third woe going all the way hot, which
Right.
it's in the process of heating up now. Go ahead.
Right. It says, Luke 21:10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
Which we see all of these things happening. We see all these things happening on the world scene and in the world right now.
Right. And famines.
And what
and pestilences,
and what and famines. See, and that's what this diesel shortage is tying into, because the famine is already here. It's just mild. Well, what's this diesel shortage doing? It's intensifying the famine. That's what
Right.
it's going to do. That's what it's in the process of doing. It's ratcheting it. The famine right now is mild, but it's ramping up. And don't expect it to be linear. Okay, it's a 1.0 on the famine scale. Oh, now it's a 1.1. Oh, 1.2. Okay, it went from a 1.0 to a 1.2 this whole year. So it'll probably go from a 1.2 to a 1.4 next year. No, don't expect that. Okay. All right. Expect it to be, unpredictable and non-linear, and expect it to get a lot worse.
That's right.
Yep. Go ahead, bro.
Again, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs
And
shall
yeah,
there be from heaven.
and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. And one of the greatest signs that I believe that that's going to happen is, I think it was 2017. Yeah, 2017. And I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna mention it a little bit more often as the Spirit leads. In 2017, there was a complete total solar eclipse that went from the upper left portion of America, Babylon the Great, completely across this nation down to the lower right portion. Okay, and that was in 2017. Well, guess what? 7 years later, in 2024, there's going to be another complete solar eclipse, which this time is going to cross America from the upper right portion down to the lower left portion. And it is going to those two complete solar eclipses, separated by 7 years, are going to completely cross out America, Babylon the Great. That is a great sign. That is a fearful sign, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hey, you go back to the creation account, man. The stars, the sun, and the moon will put up there for signs and seasons. So yeah, We do, there are signs in the stars and in the heavenly bodies, as they're called. The moon and the planets and the sun. These lunar eclipses and these solar eclipses. That's biblical.
Right.
You got it, bro.
And just like there's going to be a blood moon tonight, in the morning, about 4:30, 5 o'clock, right before, before the election for the midterms take place. Just signs.
Yeah, and these things mean something, man. Every time there's these signs in the heavens, it's talking about the second heaven, okay? Every time there's these signs in outer space with the celestial bodies, as they call it, that means something.
Right.
All right. I don't always have the answer on what it means, but it means something. We know that from the scriptures. Okay.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, so get into the next clip. This is from Bloomberg Markets. Says something else I can't. Bloomberg.
Is there a dollar
Markets
shortage
and
now?
Finance. And
It is a huge problem.
Okay, chill. This is from 2 weeks ago, and it says 3 reasons there's a diesel shortage in the U.S.
It is a huge problem. In fact, if you look across the commodity spectrum, we've been arguing there's commodities that are in a good situation, some that are in a bad situation, and some that are in an ugly situation. And diesel definitely qualifies as an ugly situation commodity because of 3 main reasons. Reason number 1 is that we've had a huge disinvestment in refining capacity because we had weak demand throughout the last couple of years during the pandemic, and then, of course, we were all moving quickly to an electric vehicle future that's maybe taken a little longer than we expected, as we've learned with Tesla. But so I think we've lost about 2 million barrels a day, 2% capacity on refining that we were, is now coming back to haunt us. Second factor is the very, very high natural gas prices globally. Remember, high gas prices hurt refining margins because gas is a key input into the refining process. This is what we use to burn crude oil to create diesel. Essentially, that's gas. So that's not helped either. And then the third factor, really on the supply side, which has been a big problem, is sanctions on Russia. The U.S. was the first country to impose sanctions on Russian diesel, then the U.K., and now, of course, over the next couple of months, we're going to see Europe doing the exact same thing. So, and Russia is the world's second largest exporter of petroleum products, including diesel. So that's where we are today, guys. This is very problematic.
The urgency here is pretty incredible, just days of diesel supply. What does this mean heading into the midterm elections and the broader inflation story?
Well, look, I think one very important message is hopefully the U.S. government does not take the steps to restrict exports because, again, Europe is essentially trying to sanction Russian imports of diesel. So, and of course, we've already heard from the UK regulator, where you guys are at, right, that there could be blackouts during the 4 and 7 p.m. on cold winter days. So Europe needs the energy. I realize high prices do not help anyone. But ultimately, prices are a mechanism to spread around the limited available supplies, and that's what we have right here, right now. We need to let prices do some of the work on distillates, and I think it'd be very damaging to start using non-market measures such as restrictions in order to support U.S. consumers, but at the same time really hurt European consumers that are already facing a very dire situation at home.
Yeah. Now, if you was noticing, he said that the diesel fuel shortage he classified it as ugly.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugly. And he also went into what, like I was saying earlier in the lesson, how there's a worldwide energy shortage. Okay. A worldwide energy shortage. So, but yeah, I mean, he brought out 3 reasons, Well, you had the pandemic and demand went down for the pandemic. And then then we opened everything back up. And bro, I'm about to go to this spot, but I'm just going to say this. And then, bro, you can get the next precept. All 3 of those reasons he mentioned are all intentional. None of them was by some just happenstance or accident. They were all intentional. You get the
Right.
precept up.
I'm gonna get this precept from the brothers. They brought out some nice precepts. This is from a Chazak Ban YAHAWAH, 2nd Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's exactly what what this diesel shortage could lead to, man. If there ain't no diesel to fuel the trucks, to fuel the trains, that's what happens when that's how the stores get the food, is by diesel trucks. And if the diesel trucks don't have fuel to deliver the foods, then there ain't gonna be no food on the shelves. Either that, or the prices for the foods on the shelves is going to skyrocket. Just like in the first clip, it said that if the diesel fuel rises, then the food on the shelves rise as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Okay, because the cost to get it to the location that you go to purchase it from is more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this diesel fuel shortage is going to definitely play into rising prices, and also to, like the precept says here, the sown places appearing unsown, and the full storehouses suddenly, be found empty, man. That's definitely going to play into that. So expect things. Hey, we're at the end, okay, and we're at the end, and we're not going to get to the end without things. The way I like to put it is, all the wheels got to fall off the bus before the end, man. Okay, all the wheels got to fall off the bus before the end, and the bus is going to go squeaking down the street, sparks flying and everything from the metal scraping on the concrete. Okay, it's got to happen. The wheels are not all the way off the bus right now. Right now, the bus is still kind of wobbling, and creaking, but it's still wobbling and going down the road.
Right.
Okay, all the wheels had to fall off the bus before the end.
You're right.
Okay, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Now that word "suddenly" is key, because it tells you that people are going to be thinking things are going to be okay. Some of the people who just they call cognitive dissonance. They have the stick your head in the sand, la 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 la. Everything's just going to be all right, and then, boom! One day it's going to be all right until it's not.
That's right.
It's not going to be, the Most High, Yahawah Shem Shah, is great like that. He can be gradual with things and also sudden at the same time, because there is a gradualism to the way things are happening. But however, it's also going to be sudden, just like it says in that precept. And the Most High can do that. Nobody else can do that, man. But the Most High can do that. He can be gradual and sudden at the same time.
That's right.
Suddenly, so the full storehouses appear suddenly empty, man. Yeah.
Right. As well as Pillars of Benjamin, Leviticus 26:26. And when I have broken the staff of your bread.
Hey. What's a staff, man? Staff is something you lean on, you depend on. It holds you up. If you ain't got it, you're going to fall. So what are you doing to that staff? You dependent on that staff. Okay, right. This is a staff of bread, meaning this is what you depend on to get your food.
That's right.
What's the Most High going to do? Break it. Try to lean on a broken staff. Okay. Next thing you're going to know, you're going to be like, who put that floor on my face? Okay. Because the floor going to jump up and kick you in the head. Go ahead.
And when I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, and ye shall eat and not be satisfied.
Yeah, this is the way the Most High gets down, and he hasn't changed. Like it says in Malachi 3:6, I am Yahawah by Shem Shah, and I change not. He ain't changed. He ain't gotten soft in the New Testament. Okay, this is the way he gets down. He don't change. There's any shadow of turning. There's no variance with him, neither any shadow of turning. Okay? Your 5 precepts. Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta understand, man, that this is only the beginning. It's only going to intensify and escalate from here.
Yeah, there's a whole nother set of gears, man.
That's right.
You know, you say, hey, he took it to a whole nother gear. No, there's a whole nother set of gears.
Right. 2 Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow.
Which that right there is telling you reincarnation is biblical.
Right.
Okay. Because if you don't think so, then I'd like you to tell me, why is the prophet Ezra, you know, why is he concerned about his deliverance in these days? He knows that the visions that he's seeing are end times visions. He knows that's not going to happen in his lifetime. Okay. And don't even try to say that he thought that it was going to happen maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. No. Okay. He knew he was seeing end time visions. Just read the whole book, and that's what he was talking about. Okay. It's clear. He knew these were end time. He's a prophet, man. He wasn't confused about the time frame of the visions he was seeing. So why is he concerned about his salvation and his deliverance? It's reincarnation. It is biblical.
That's right. 2 Ezra 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning. The beginning of famine.
What type of mourning, Ak? I'm sorry, I missed that word. What type of mourning?
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings.
Great mournings. Okay. Mournings with an S. Was that a plural?
That's plural. Mornings.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a bunch of them. Go ahead.
The beginning of famine and great death.
Famine and great death. People don't understand. People cannot. Now, see, the men of the Lord, we can conceptualize it. Okay. But people outside this truth, they cannot conceptualize. They do not have any idea. They cannot fathom the depth and the scale of death that is coming to planet Earth. Okay. Remember, the Most High, you want the Most High to be taking it easy on the earth? Okay. The Most High is going to take it easy on the earth this time. All right. Because what happened with the first death? He killed everybody, man.
Yeah.
The Most High killed everybody except 8 people. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you know, okay, okay, here you go. If you want to say that the Most High is taking it easy, you know, he's kind of, you know, you could say he's going to take it easy because he's gonna kill everybody, but he's gonna allow a lot more than 8 people to live this time. Okay, right? But there's gonna be a whole lot of people that get killed and put to death. We don't know exactly what percentage of the Earth's population is going to die. But me and the brother was running some numbers a few Shabbat lessons ago, and based off of what the precept was reading and all that, you know, what was it? 2 left of a city, what was it? 10 left of a city and 2 of a field, something like that. And if you take that as a kind of an indicator of the number of people that are gonna die, it was coming up well north of 99% of the world population.
Yeah.
Okay, well north. Don't be surprised if that's the case. That's what through the Spirit, that's what I was saying, because we know there's going to be a crop of starter slaves from each nation. Right. But even if we was running the numbers, and I mean, you know, even if you got well less than 1% of the world population, you could still have hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands from each nation.
Yeah,
that's plenty to start off with, you know. So don't be surprised if it's less. Well south of 1% of the population that's left once the Most High and Yahawah Shem Al Shai get finished putting in that work and get busy on these heathen, man.
Right. So it says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death.
Great death. Go ahead. I'm just saying, you know.
Right.
I'm just saying.
The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? As it reads, verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish.
And as we pointed out earlier in the lesson, famine and the sword go hand in hand. You're not going to have famine without the sword, okay? Right. Because people start fighting over the scarce resources, the scarce food, the scarce energy, the scarce this, the scarce that. People start fighting over it and they start killing. And it's going to explicitly say that, you know, for the lack of bread, spoiling each other's houses for the lack of bread, right? But also famine and plague go together, because what's a famine bring? It brings a lack of nutrients, a lack of nutrition. What happens? People's immune systems get weaker. People start getting sick easier, and they're not able to recover, you know? So pestilence is going to have a field day. Okay? That'll be a great time for Esau Edom to let all his little pets loose.
Right.
Which when I say his pets, I'm talking about those microscopic pets, those airborne pets, you know, those pets that are passed through droplets of nasty sneeze juice or whatever you will call it. Ew.
Right.
You know, but yeah, the pestilence, man. So you could say pestilence and the sword go hand in hand with famine.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Al.
It says, verse 19 again, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as
tribulation and anguish. That's what the scripture's talking about when it says weeping and gnashing of teeth, man. Okay. That's anguish right there. Go ahead, Al.
Right. It says are sent as scourges for amendment. And you know that scourges for amendment. That's why the Lord is sending the famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. That scourge goes into, you know, a whip for you know, as punishment, and then amendment going into correction. So the Lord is sending these plagues, the sword, tribulation, to amend you, you Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, to correct you of your wickedness. So that's why he's sending these punishments for correction. But what does it say, verse 20? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. It says, behold.
Because their consciences are seared as with a hot iron. Go ahead, Al.
Beautiful. Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth.
That's talking about food. And see, this should tell you something right here. What is it telling you? This right here, what the brother just read, but he's gonna read it again, is telling you that we are very close to the end, because this isn't even true anymore.
Right.
You go back just a couple of years, 2019, it was still pretty much true. But here we are in 2022, about to head into 2023. That ain't even really true anymore. In other words, we're past that now.
Right.
Okay. We're very close to the end. We are very, very close to the end. Go ahead, Doc.
It says again, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils.
Ooh, man. Even then, go ahead. Even then.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Yeah.
Sword.
Go ahead.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Great confusion. The sword, the famine, and great confusion, man. And that's what this world is. This world is confused. This world doesn't know what the hell, which way is up, which way is down, what the hell's going on. Everybody's, I don't know. I sure hope it gets better. I don't know what we need to do. Everybody's confused, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody thought that they was in good case. Oh, this is America, man. This is America, Jack. You know? Hey, we ain't ever gonna have no empty shells over here in America.
Ain't no way.
Yeah. You know, hey, this is the greatest nation in the world. It's the most whack ass nation in the world.
Right.
Okay. This is great. You see? Everybody thought they was in a good case, man. What you say?
So it's starting to sound like Canadian Prepper when he does those little scenes.
Yeah, everybody thought they was a good case, man. And while they was like eating their chicken bones, you know, like, this is good chicken, man. Pass me another one. Right? What's going on behind the scenes? Evils. We're growing. Bro, which that, I mean, we're not going to get it because of time. Let me see where we at. Yeah, we're not going to get it because of time. But Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, we got verse 15. But if you go earlier up and it says, evil and only evil is come.
Right.
It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come, man. That's all that's on the scene is evil. There are no good times on the scene.
Nope.
Okay? While you was eating your chicken bone, evils were growing upon the face of the earth.
Right.
And you was oblivious to it. Clueless. I'm not talking to you, Akim. Talking to the rebellious sons, the wicked of our people. Who gives a fuck about the heathen? Nobody's talking to you, heathen. Okay? Okay, I'm talking about you rebellious so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, as well as you Israelites scattered to the four corners of the earth, living amongst the heathen, dressing like them, talking like them. You even look like them. Line up 10 of the heathen that you live amongst and put you next to them, can't pick you out. Got to wait for you to talk, got to wait for you to move, got to wait for you to do something. And then you can kind of, oh, okay, I think that one might be an Israelite, right? Because you look just like them because of genetic mixing. But your bloodline through your father goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are Israelites no matter where you were born, no matter where you live, no matter which language you speak, no matter even what you look like when you look at yourself in the mirror. You're an Israelite if your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who I'm talking to, okay? You were clueless while these evils were growing upon the face of the earth. And now it's damn near too late. The doors of repentance are about to slam shut. And once Yahawah Shemashah shuts these doors of repentance, they not opening. Just like with the flood, when the Lord, Yahawah Shemashah, the angel of the Lord, shut the door to the flood, there was nothing that was going to open that door, man. Shut the door to the ark, I meant to say, before the flood came, there was nothing that was going to open that door.
Right.
And it's the same way this time, man, except this time it's a spiritual ark. It's called the famine of the word. Once the famine of the word hits, that's it. Okay? Right. The buffet is closed, man. You better get your hungry ass out of here. Okay? Because you ain't getting nothing to eat anymore.
That's right. You know, just like the scripture says in Matthew 25, going to the 5 wise and the 5 foolish, it says when the 5 wise entered into the doors, it said the doors were shut.
Right.
And the doors didn't open back up, man. Even when those 5 foolish came back and said, Lord, Lord, open to us. And what the Lord Yahawah said, I know you not.
Yeah. Right.
You don't want to hear that.
Deadly serious, man. Deadly serious.
That's right. 2 Ezra 16:22. For many of them.
How many?
Yeah, I had to repeat it. For many of them.
Many. And you want to know what? In the English, that is very weak, man. In the English. It's really saying the vast majority. Really, you could put it this way. Almost all. Okay.
Right.
Except for the elect. Okay. All right. Now, not there are those that are not the elect that are going to, when I say except the elect, that's talking about that are going to fall victim to all of these things, of which famine is part of it. Because like it says in 2 Ezra, the 9th chapter, you know, it talks about those that have their faith and their works shall be able to escape from the coming said perils, right? But not everybody who's non-elect is going to die of famine. Some are going to die from the sword. Some are going to die from pestilence. Some are going to die from teeth of wild beasts. Some are going to die from natural disasters, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
You know.
It reads, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Right, because if you escape the hunger, then that wasn't the judgment that the Most High appointed for you. Right. Okay, the sword is. Or if you escape the sword, then that's not the judgment He appointed for you. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that up, bro.
Jeremiah 15:1. Then said the Lord Yahawah unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth.
Get them out of my face. As much as I love me some Moses, as much as I love me some Samuel, not even for Moses, not even for Samuel will I forgive these people. Get them out of my face. Will you forgive them for anybody's sake? Is there anybody? Okay, got it. Moses, man, you must be really mad. Samuel, you must be really pissed off at a PO. But is there anybody at all? Maybe somebody a little higher than Moses and Samuel? Yeah, there's one. Yahawah. He's the only one now, man. He's the only one. But see, this is the thing. They're not going to go to Yahawah. They're not going to believe in Yahawah. We have no king but Caesar.
Right.
See? So now they didn't piss the Most High off so much that the only one who can intercede on their behalf is the intercessor, Yahawah Mashiach. But they're not going to believe in him. So therefore, they're up the creek without a paddle.
Right.
Go ahead, up.
Jeremiah 15:2. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus said the Lord Yahweh, such as are for death to death.
Yeah, hey, you got to get the hell out of here. Go die.
Right.
Hey, this is straight talk from the Most High. He
Yeah.
ain't no simp, man. He ain't gonna punk out. He isn't gonna, get soft and weak and be like, oh, I know they was wicked, but damn, look at him,
Okay.
No,
Not at all.
okay, go ahead.
And such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
Most High has a very brutal death for each and every rebellious son and haughty daughter of Zion. This is not a game. This is not a joke. Okay, the same must know it after death by pain.
That's right. Ezekiel 14:12. The word of the Lord Yahweh came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously.
Grievously, the land, the people of the land. Okay,
Right.
You so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you other Israelites, scattered to the four corners of the earth. The nation, Yerushalayim, is a people before it's a place. Talking about the Israelites. All right. Okay. When we trespass grievously, how do we do that? By breaking his laws, commandments, and statutes. His laws that your pastor pork chop and your bishop bacon and your prosperity pimps will tell you, oh, it's okay. The law is done away with. Except not the one about tithing. You got to pay your tithes, though. See, the laws they tell you that are done away with and you don't have to keep, that's how you trespass grievously, when you break them.
Right. It says, then will I stretch out mine hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Though these 3 men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver by their own souls, by their righteousness, said Lord Yahweh power.
Right. And you don't think the Most High is going to send famine in this time? Of course he is, man. Right. And it's going to be a grievous famine too. It's mild right now, but look for it to get sore and grievous very, very soon.
Right. And don't think just because the Lord is talking to the nation of Israel, to the wicked of Israel, don't think that you heathen nations ain't going to get a part of it neither.
Oh man, hey, well go ahead and what you about to get right now?
I was just going to quote that Jeremiah 25.
Yeah, and then what you got there on the screen?
Second Ezra 15.
Okay, yeah, quote what you got, and then I got a precept for you since you just said that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, don't think that you heathen nations are going to be able to escape. Just like it says in Jeremiah 25, shall ye go be altogether unpunished, even though the Lord is bringing all these evils upon the nation of Israel. Shall you other heathen nations be altogether unpunished?
Absolutely not.
No. You're going to receive judgments also from the Heavenly Father, man. Even though the Lord is talking to the nation of Israel, that don't mean that you heathen nations get out scot-free.
Matter of fact, Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22, Baba Kashad.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 12 and verse 22. And it reads, therefore, whereas that dost chastenest, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more.
Woo! The Most High chastens us, but what does he do to our enemies?
Thou scourgest
yep.
our enemies. And remember that word, scourge going into a whip for punishment. Judge, man. Thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should judge carefully. That we should carefully think of thy goodness And when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy.
That's it, man. Right? But the point that we getting here, since the brother said that, is that the Most High, he get up on us because he loves us, of course. But how much more so is he going to get up on those that he doesn't care about? And how much even more so than that is he going to get on those that he hates? Right? Which are the Edomites. Yeah.
So back in so again, 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 10, and it reads, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt."
Which is Revelation 11:8 talks about spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, which is talking about America, Babylon the Great. This is spiritually Egypt, and talking about the literal Egypt here.
Right. Verse 11, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm."
That's talking about YAHAWAH Mashiach.
"And smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof."
Right. Right. And that's what he's doing. He's systematically plaguing America, Babylon the Great. And what's up next? He's going to destroy all the land thereof. America, Babylon the Great is going to be utterly burned with fire. That's the thermonuclear destruction, which is quickly approaching in this Third World War that has already begun on a low level. It's already begun. It's already started. It's in the initial stages. It's in the build up. It's in the ramp up. Okay.
Right.
More and more people in the news and in the media are saying, and in alternative news, more and more I'm saying World War III has already begun. And then you're getting more and more saying, well, this is looking like it's more and more like it's World War III. It is World War III. This is already it. It's already started. It's just still on the ramp up, still in the early stages. But remember, just because it's still in the ramp up, it's still in the early stages. Don't expect the ramp up to be linear nor predictable. All right. It could go hyperbolic at any moment, exponential at any moment.
2nd Ezra 15 and 12. "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it."
Again, that's talking about America, which is spiritually Egypt.
That's right. I wanted to drop down and get this right here in verse 19, 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation."
Yeah, great tribulation, man. Hey, not trouble, not difficulties.
Right.
Tribulation.
That's right.
Tribulation is a heavy, strong word, man. But guess what? It has a modifier on the front of it. Great. Which great, is an abused word in the English language, which the English language is a whack-ass language. But so really, to really get it, you got to take that great and substitute it for extreme and severe, man. That's a little bit better.
All right. Put both of them, extreme and severe.
Yeah, extreme and severe tribulation.
Right.
Not trouble, not difficulty, not little challenges,
Adversity.
Yeah. Hey, tribulation, man. Extreme and severe tribulation. All right. Okay. All right. So a man's ain't gonna be no good neighbors, man. State Farm, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. No good neighbors, man. Everybody gonna be, look, I gotta feed my children. Sorry, Bob. Hey, man, but we've known each other for 20 years. I went to your wedding. Sorry, Bob, I gotta do what I gotta do. No, man, you can't do that to me. Pop, pop.
Right.
Bob just blasted his friend.
Yeah.
Who was his best man at his wedding. Egyptian against Egyptian,
Right.
Okay. Because, man, hey, you're gonna take that sword, which is what? These ARs and these shotguns and all these various manners of weaponry, whatever they got, bows and arrows, crossbows, whatever they got, hammer, bats, whatever. And what they gonna do? They're gonna go and spoil each other's houses and goods because of the lack of bread. That's famine. And for great tribulation. which just gets into all the hell and chaos and suffering that's going to be released on the earth and the great confusion. So this is what's not at the door. This is what's staring this world in the face. It's not at the door. We're past the time when you would say, well, that's at the door. You know, it's right around the corner. We're well past that. It's staring this world in the face. Okay, that's the time that we're in.
That's right.
You
that was all the precepts that we had. I was just looking at the comments. See if there's anything that I get one or two from the brothers. This is from the brother Chazak Ben YAHAWAH, Isaiah 42:13 and 14. The Lord YAHAWAH shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yeah, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have a long time.
Go ahead.
Verse 14, I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once.
Right, because the Most High is behind everything that's happening on the face of this earth, man. Amos 3, 5, 6, and 7 tells you that. Isaiah 45 and what's that? 45 and 6 or 7. Okay, I think it starts at 5, 6, and 7. I want to say tells you that, and a lot of other precepts, man. If you understand, and this Isaiah 42 and 14 is getting into when Yahweh Shah Mashiach returns, man, because he can't wait. He can't wait to get busy on these heathen nations, man.
Right.
He can't wait to get his recompense. All right. Like it says, you know, I am come to set fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?
That's right.
And I like to bring out the meaning. I can't remember which translation it was, but one of the translations put it this way: I have come to set fire on the earth, and I wish it were already burning. Okay. Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
Oh man, hey, who is that? Is that? I'm not big on the anime, but isn't that like Goku and them that be like screaming when they doing their thing?
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Wait till Yahweh Shai Mashiach gets busy, man. Right. And then when we get our turn, man, Jeremiah, what's that? 51:20-23. It keeps going. You know, we gonna be in that same. We gonna be in that same spirit, man. Right. you gonna hear these cries all the way around the world. You going to swear that the Elohim, the prophets, the men of the Lord are getting busy just a couple of miles over. They be like, damn, man, they loud as hell. They must be really putting in that work. No, we like over the next continent, man. And you hearing this with these? Yeah, it's gonna be like that, man.
That's it. Pillars of Benjamin, Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Man, beautiful.
Yeah. Is it more? Is that?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, yeah, man. Because dying of famine is one of the worst ways to die, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're going to sit there and waste away, pine away. You thinking about when you had your 2 for $4 at the burger joint. You know, you're gonna be thinking about when Big Mama cooked up the ham hogs and all this stuff. You're gonna be looking over there at Sally, Susie, Joe, whatever, and she gonna be like in the old cartoons. She gonna be looking at her leg. It's gonna turn into a ham hock. You know, you'll be like, hey, cannibalism is gonna make a serious comeback, man.
Yeah.
Including eating, women eating their children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is biblical.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to be a famine. Hey, the UN has already gone on record multiple times, man, and they've been saying it for years now, since about the time that this pandemic kicked off. That the famines of biblical proportions is
Yep.
coming. It's headed this way. Famine of biblical proportion this way cometh.
That's right. Yeah.
They've been telling you that. Okay, why? Because they know that that's what they have planned. The Most High has put it in their heart. He's using them to bring that famine. But then at the same time, they got to pretend like they're the good guys. Well, we
Right.
want to warn everybody. Okay,
Right.
famine of biblical proportions is coming, and we're going to do our best to hold it off. Meanwhile, they're the ones causing it. That's
Right.
their job.
Yep.
Okay.
Telling you that it's okay to eat, or telling you you're gonna be eating insects, all type of stuff, man.
Yeah. Telling you to cut down on your carbon footprint while they're flying here on the jet, flying there on their own personal jets. Not even getting on the airline. They got their own personal jet. They flew in on a personal jet, rode a stretch limousine, and to come and went and had lunch, ate a T-bone, big ass T-bone porterhouse steak, and then they show up and tell you how you need to eat bugs.
Yeah.
And tell you how you need to drive this little ass car, and just better yet, just ride a bicycle and stay your ass home.
Right.
That's why the scripture says, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn.
Right.
But when the righteous beareth rule, the people rejoice. Okay.
That's right.
So yeah, man. You got anything else out?
No.
All right. So the water to all the Akim that are on the comment board posting the scriptures, with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Before we do, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and others of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and respect to the brothers teaching, pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth. Adawan Radazad, this lesson was edifying and encouraging to you, Akim, and the Akwak that may be listening and or watching. Ayashma Yakwana Azanyam Lashamai Shamai. Let him who has ears to hear. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Baba Kusha Abad Baba Aitha.
Bakusha Baba Bata.
Wakar Adawam.
Wakar Adawam.
Salam Laha Bakariam. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.